We are making a easy no yeast pizza.
I really need you to hear what I'm saying.
Toppings, it's totally up to you. If you want to keep it as just a margarita, absolutely welcome to do that. I will be doing two, so I'll be doing one margarita and I'll be doing one veggie one. So on my veggie one, I am going to do some red peppers. I've just cut up into little cubes, some black olives which are sliced up, and some red onion which I have cubed up as well. So you can cut your toppings however you like, and you can put whatever you like, and then you can put cooked meat on there, any kind of vegetables on there that you like on your pizza. And also if you like pineapple, you can also stick that on it too. It's totally up to you. I know people get a bit offended when it comes to pineapple on pizza, but I actually like pineapple on pizza, although I don't have it with me today. And it is a cheap version, so it's not authentic obviously. It won't have exactly the same texture as a regular pizza, but it is tasty and it is good, so it is nice to have under your belt to be able to make when you want to do something quick and easy. So let's get started. So you want to get yourself a large bowl and your scale. So we're going to weigh out our flour first, our plain flour. Put your scale on and make sure it's on 0 before you start weighing in your plain flour. So it's 350 grams of plain flour. Just add it into your bowl, 350 grams. I'll just move my scale out from underneath because we don't really need that anymore. Now we're going to go in with our baking powder. So baking powder is a raising agent in this, okay? So we need it to help our dough rise. 3 teaspoons. So when you measure with a measuring spoon, okay, what you do is you fluff out your ingredient and then you put it into your spoon and then you level it off with your finger, okay? So you have a level teaspoon. So that's 1 teaspoon. So we're going to add 3 of those in. I'm going to add a pinch of salt because I just think that it's nice to have a little bit of salt in the dough, but just a little bit, just a pinch of salt. Because I've got my dry ingredients in there, so I've got plain flour, salt and baking powder. I'm just going to take a whisk and I'm just going to mix it ever so slightly, just so that the baking powder gets distributed in with the flour. So once you've mixed it, you're going to go in with some olive oil, okay? So a tablespoon. I've got a measuring spoon again, a full tablespoon, all the way to the top of olive oil in there. And then we need some water. So I'm just going to put this to the side for a second and I'm going to bring my scale back because I'm going to measure out my water. So for this recipe we need approximately 180 milliliters, which will weigh the same as 180 grams of water, okay? Make sure your scale's on 0. I'm going to measure it out. So now bring back your dry ingredient bowl. You've got your 180 milliliters of water. You're going to get your hand in there now. Make sure your hands are clean and washed, guys. Mix as you add in your water, and you're only going to add enough water so that the dough comes together, okay? So you don't want it to be sticky at all. You just want it to come together as a nice soft dough, okay? So like I mentioned, just slowly bring together your dough as you add a little bit of water at a time, just so that you make sure that you don't add too much water in, okay? As you can see, my dough has pretty much come together and it's not sticky, it's nice and soft, and I've still got a little bit of water left, okay? So I'm not going to use the rest of that water. That is enough water. Need this a little bit, just a little bit. We don't need to knead it a lot, okay? We just need to knead it ever so slightly. Okay, so once you're done, you should be left with something that looks like this. Soft, it's not sticky, okay? It comes off your hands really easily, and that's what it should look like. Like I said, it's like a cheat dough, okay? So you don't need to spend a lot of time on it. And that is pretty much our dough ready. So we're just going to let that rest for a bit on the side while we prepare a little bit more stuff. We're going to preheat our oven. 180 fan, 200 if you don't have a fan assisted oven, and that is gas mark 6. Now we'll put together our pizza sauce. So obviously if you just using a ready-made pizza sauce, that's absolutely fine as well. This is just one that I put together with stuff at home that tastes pretty nice. You don't have to use this, you can use whatever regularly use or whatever you like basically. So to make my pizza sauce you need 2 tablespoons of ketchup, pasta sauce or bolognese sauce, 2 tablespoons of that, and then 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, and then just mix it together and that will give you your pizza sauce to use. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty quick. Now I want to split my dough into 2 equal portions. I'm just going to get my dough and I'm going to weigh it on my scale. So it weighs 537 grams. So divide that by 2. So let's split it in half and do that. There we go. So there should be roughly, that's 270 and that one's 267. So let's take a little bit from that one and put it there. Right, what we'll also do before rolling out our pizza is grease our pizza tray. So the tray that you're going to put your pizza on, you want to grease it ever so lightly with some oil. So we'll just use a little bit of olive oil again. So you literally just need a tiny drop. And then you just brush it on. Just spread it with a brush. And this is so that the dough doesn't stick to your tray, okay? So just lightly grease your tray. Now normally with pizza dough, you wouldn't use a rolling pin. With your regular yeasted pizza dough, because you spend a lot of time putting all that air in with the yeast and stuff, you really don't want to use a rolling pin. You normally stretch it out with your hands. But because this is a cheat dough and doesn't have any yeast in there, so we can roll it with a rolling pin, okay? So just get a light dusting of plain flour onto your surface. Now I want to try and make this into a ball, just to roll that into a circle, nice even circle. Put your dough on your hand and you want to gather the edge into the middle, okay? Do this all the way around. Gather the edge into the middle, gather the edge into the middle, gather the edge into the middle, and just do that all the way around again. Gather the edge into the middle, pinch the edge into the middle, pinch the edge into the middle, pinch the edge into the middle. And you kind of want to make a seam at the bottom like this. Okay, then turn it upside down onto your hand and roll it. So cup your palm like this and use this hand like this and roll it in your hand just to make a nice ball. Okay, once you have that, you want to flatten it. You can just put it on your dusted surface. You dust your rolling pin and the top of your pizza dough with some more flour and then roll. Okay, and just turn it, roll it and turn it until you get the size that you want. So this will make 2 8-inch size pizzas, like I mentioned before, okay? So that's the right thinness that I wanted, perfect. That's our 8-inch circle, done. We will put that onto our pizza tray now. So you just simply lift the pizza dough and stick it onto your tray. Okay, now you can adjust. It's very, very easy to kind of pick it up and move it around and fix up your edges and stuff. You can absolutely do that. It's really easy to work with this dough. Okay, you can make a crust if you want to. To make the crust, all you have to do is kind of pinch the edge a little bit and fold it over. Just a tiny bit. You don't need a big crust, okay? Unless you like big crust. So literally just lift it upwards from the edges and push it down. And it's entirely up to you how much or how little sauce you want on yours. My husband doesn't like a lot of sauce on his, so I'm just going to use a tablespoon worth of the sauce that we made. I'm going to spread it around the base. Okay, just with the back of a spoon, just a nice even layer on your base. I like to go ahead and add a layer of cheese at the bottom, just to help the toppings stick so that they don't fall off. I'll start off with my grated cheddar. I'm going to use a combination of 2 cheeses. So a handful of grated cheddar first. Just sprinkle it evenly on your base. And then we're going to use mozzarella on the top as well. This is the even layer of cheddar. And now for my toppings. Obviously you can add whatever toppings you like. We're going to go ahead and add our mozzarella. So I've got some grated mozzarella. Mozzarella for that authentic pizza stringiness that you get from the pull of the cheese. So a nice generous amount of grated mozzarella on top of your toppings. Finally, season. Okay, very important to season. So I like to go in with some salt. I know cheese is already salty, but you still need to season because you've got vegetables and other stuff on there that needs seasoning, okay? So some salt. I like to add a sprinkle of pepper as well, completely optional. Oregano for that authentic pizza taste, okay? Sprinkle of oregano, dried oregano on the top, just a sprinkle. you like it spicy, you can also add red chili flakes on there as well. Just sprinkle those on top. It's in the oven, in a preheated oven. So 180 fan, 200 no fan, gas mark 6 for between 15 and 17 minutes. Bismillah, let's get that one in there. For the margarita, I'm just gonna go again, cheddar and mozzarella, both. Grated mozzarella. So I'm gonna make this really cheesy because it's gonna be a margarita, and all the margaritas have on there is cheese. So we're gonna have a cheese fest on this one. Season your margarita as well. If you want a quick lunch for your kids, you can put this dough. It'll take you less than an hour. Obviously it's taken me up to an hour because I've been doing it really slowly and showing you, but if you actually did it yourself, it would take you less than an hour to do the whole thing from start to finish. So that's our margarita ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put it in once the other one comes out. Oh, it's done actually. I think it's slightly over baked as well actually. I think I left it in too long, too busy chatting. Not stuck to the thing. So let's take it out onto a chopping board. Bottom is cooked. That hollow sound means that the base is cooked, okay? That is what our pizza looks like. Slightly over baked it. But never mind. So let's cut into this pizza, shall we? So I like to use a pizza cutter just because it's a lot easier to get through. Put a chopping board underneath, okay? And cut your pizza. That is what the slice looks like. Baked all the way through. Alright, bismillah. Cheese pull. Oh my gosh. That's it for today. Take care everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bye everyone. Bye bye.